Had a really productive scrimmage on Saturday. Yesterday was an off day, and then today we're back trying to get in a normal week mode player start class today. So we were out here for about an hour. We had a good long lift earlier with each side of the ball, and then obviously watching the film from Saturday as well when we would normally watch the game film. So getting in the grind of, or the routine of being able to go to class and take care of all things that student athletes have to do, rather than just being in fall camp. So getting them transitioned to that mentality and getting ready to go for game number 1 here soon. One thing I will say, roster-wise, Grayson Stover has received a medical, so he will be granted that and be in that position, so he will no longer be playing on the field, but he'll be here in school finishing up his academics, so he will not be with us. And then Sean Meyer still with us. That situation still progressing. So we added some new guys today that are start when class starts, and so we're getting near a full group. Their names will be on the website. So full group out here today and ready to go. What you got?
I know you guys early on you said there's kind of 3 groups of freshmen: the ones that play for sure, the ones that I think will be the 4 games, and the ones you're not so sure. Have you guys started to get that more crystallize that list?
We have, and it's never going to be set in stone, but we have a list that we go through and look at based on fall camp production and the way that they performed, and so I think that's a much clearer group now than it was. But it's always under review for sure, trying to decide how that's going to play out. But what you really want to do from fall camp is say who's ready to play in the first quarter of the season. When you have those 4 games to work through. Even if the guy's going to potentially redshirt, you say, hey, this is the guys that they're really ready to go right now. And some guys, hey, they're not quite ready yet, so we're going to keep working with those. But and some guys, you say, hey, they're going to play. They're going to be guys that are going to be in the mix, and we're in the 1s and 2s right now out of fall camp. And so, but I think that list has definitely got a lot clearer.
As clarity starts to, as you say, as you start to sort of crystallize your thoughts for the season, are there maybe some freshmen that you didn't expect to be on that list of at least the first quarter?
Yeah, I would say Micah McFadden is the one that jumps out to me. The guy, we knew he was a really good player, but sometimes you never know how they're going to come into fall camp and play, handling all the new things that they have. And so he's a guy that I think has really elevated himself and put himself in a position to be in that consideration. Before he might have thought he might need some time. So he's probably the one. Shamar Jones is another one. I think that we feel like is a guy that has come in and done a really nice job. I think that he has a chance to have a niche for us, skill set wise. And feel like that those are probably the top 2. There's other guys that we kind of expected or thought would be in that, but I think those 2 guys were ones that we didn't know for sure if they would be or not, but I think they are now.
Where's your quarterback situation now?
Yeah, we feel good. We're going to meet this afternoon and talk through some things, and then in the next few days here, I think it's a situation where I do want to get it. I said this all along. I really want to have it announced before our mock game, which is on Saturday of this week, and so would like to be able to make that final decision. That way, we can get our guys in position to get the quality reps that they need to be able to get ready for week 1. So we'll be making that decision later this week.
Are you surprised it's taken this long, or did you anticipate?
No, not really, because I think that we thought all 3 guys had things to bring to us, and you're not really sure, how they're going to play, with handling fall camp, because 2 of the 3 of them haven't been here during fall camp before. But I don't think that, and I wasn't in a rush to do it. I think that we structured practice in a way that we feel like those guys are all getting quality reps, and it's not the only position. There's a lot of spots where we've been doing the same thing with, where we feel like there's 3 guys vying for the 1s and the 2 spots, which will obviously get most of the reps when it's all said and done. So but I do plan to announce it here sometime this week.
Is that a situation where someone's making it obvious, or are you just kind of at the point where you got to make a call here?
Well, I think that I do feel like that it has become clear, clearer right now. We haven't had the final meeting, but I do think that you start figuring out, some things. And every time you just take snaps and make plays, it's become more obvious to me what we need to do. And I think that I feel great about the room. I think it's 3 guys that I think they're all going to have to help us when it's all said and done. I really do, and I think that excites me. And I know last year at this time we didn't have 3 guys that we felt were going to be ready. We thought we had a couple, but not 3. So anytime you have that many, you really feel like you got a great opportunity to be able to put the very best person on the field to lead our team.
Just in general, from Saturday's scrimmage, what kind of clarification did that help bring to you in other areas in a general sense?
Yeah, I think we went through and running back position, Stevie Scott really did some really good things, I thought, and we wanted to give him an opportunity and see what he could do. We know what Morgan can do and Cole can do. And Mike Leggett's a guy that continues to make a lot of good plays for us, and feel good about his skill set. But just really wanted to see, Stevie, and he didn't disappoint. So he's a big load and has really good feet and understands how to run, which is part of it, and is also picking up blitzes and all the little things that you have to do to be a complete back. He obviously has the size to do that, but the mental part of it is what often challenges a true freshman.
In that vein, you guys have a lot of backs. How do you kind of foresee moving those guys around? I mean, you got 4 guys that can pretty much play.
You do, and I think they're unique and different, and they have different skills that we like, and so they'll be packaged accordingly. But I know most years those guys end up getting dinged up pretty good, so you can't ever have enough of them. So I feel good about the numbers we have there, and they got to rise up when called upon to make plays, So, but I feel good about that room. I think it's a good group for sure, and I like the fact that we've got a couple guys who I would consider big backs that need to be able to get tough yards, and then a couple guys that have a chance to be able to make guys miss in space. So it's got a good balance in there.
Stevie, a guy that you expected to come in camp?
Yes and no. You never know. Physically, yes.
Yeah.
Mentally, not sure. And just because it's just tough. At that position, it's hard to pick up all those things. And when you go fast, it gets even harder. So he's a bright kid, but that usually isn't the reason why they don't pick it up. It's just experience. So, but the physical part we knew was there. We just had to get the mental part and understand the system. And he's been a really pleasant surprise.
Do you feel like you have a pecking order at tight end at this point?
Yeah, I think those guys have started to, Austin Doris has really had a good fall camp. I think that he's probably been the most improved of that group. And I feel like that Matt Bjornson's another one. He might have been a surprise guy. I didn't mention him earlier, but it's going to be hard to kind of keep him out of that rotation, and really encouraged by him. Peyton's continued to improve his blocking. Had a chance to make a touchdown catch and needs to go up with 2 hands on that one. We've already addressed that with him, but I think Odell Beckham has been like a poison to a lot of make one-hand catches now ever since he's made that a big deal, and I'm like, the good Lord gave you 2 hands, use them. And so, but he's improved a lot. So that's a position to me where we got to have, we're going to have 3 or 4 guys rotating in and doing different things. So I think that kind of defines our team. We don't have a lot of, one guy's not just at most positions, just the absolute playmaker that nobody else is. I think you got several guys in several spots, and Mike Linebacker's the same way. It's another one we're just working through. I think Damian Willis has kind of risen up and become the lead guy for that spot, but the other guys got to rise up and play, and so I just feel like that tight end is no different. You got same receiver, and then again you got guys you're just trying to find ways to creatively get the ball to, and Reese Taylor's one of those guys. He's continued to make plays whenever he touches it, and which didn't surprise me at all. So, but at the same time, he does have a unique skill set that we're trying to utilize, and so we want to make sure we do a good job with him.
Tom, how do you balance wanting to win this year, obviously, with wanting to do what's best for your program at the quarterback position, wanting to do what's best for your program 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5 years down the road? Yeah,
I think I believe that you can accomplish both, because we're in a position where we're pretty open and honest about where we are and what we need to do. We want to finish, so we're going to pick the guy that helps us finish. And that to me is going to be the guy that will set the stage for the future. Whether he's young or not doesn't really matter. But when you win and you get things done on the field, then that propels you for what's to come.
Forgive the inevitable injury question, but you were asked about tight end. I think we saw Ryan kind of laid up a little bit recently. Just kind of where are things with him, and then do you feel like you are where you want to be heading into that first week of prep overall?
We are. He's going to be sidelined for a little bit, but more than anything, I hate it for him, just because he's just one of those guys that does everything he asks and has been such a great teammate, hard worker, and good player for us, So, but I feel confident in the guys that are in that room, So he just, I just want to get him healthy and get him back so he can do what he loves to do, which is play football. So, he'll be out for a little bit.
Saw you on TV last night. Had met with some former players at the rock bottom. What was that like? What kind of feedback they give you?
We had over 90 players show up. It was awesome. We had guys from the Rose Bowl team, 1967, all the way to, recently, the other guys that played for Coach Wilson and everybody in between. It was an awesome night together. I got a chance to meet all of them and talk to them, and had them go around the whole room and give when they played, who they played for, and just neat to get And several mentioned they've never done something like that before, to get all those groups together. You know, we did it up in Chicago a couple weeks ago. We did it in Indianapolis last night, and I'm just determined to get these alumni a part of this thing and help them know how much we care about them, how important they are to us. They're part of the family, and I want them to come back and watch us play and support us in every way that they can. And I want them to feel welcome and know that they're part of this team right now, because if you played here and you're part of our tradition and history, and you're one of our players. And I may not have coached you, but I will take you into the fold, because I think that's how it's supposed to be. And they were extremely excited about the direction that we're going, and they loved the event, and we had a whole lot of fun together, so it's pretty neat.
Give me something a little offbeat, but there's a lot of talk nationally, a lot of concern about player safety and those sorts of things. As a head coach, how do you balance motivation without, I guess, maybe wanting guys to feel intimidated or sort of pushed down?
Well, you know, I think it totally fits with who we are as a program. It totally fits what I believe and why I got into this profession, and that is, you know, I care about kids. I do, and it's not just sitting up here and talking because it sounds good. I care more about them as a person than as a player. And yeah, I want us to win at a high level here again, but I'm not going to do it in a way that degrades the kid, makes him feel less of a person physically or mentally or whatever. I believe kids respond to you when they know that you believe in them and you love them. And when you get to those 2 points, you can push them extremely hard. And that's the balance. You know, how do you push hard and not go over the line? And you got to trust your support staff, and we trust our training staff. When they tell us, hey, that, you know, you've run enough gassers after practicing, you've run enough gassers. You know, that's what their job is to do. And because you get emotional, you get passionate about wanting to, you know, get you guys mentally and physically tough, and we want that, and that's what this game's all about. But at the same time, you got to do it in a way that keeps them. And I think when you really look at it, hey, this is, I'm gonna treat you like my son. You know, what would I do with my own son? You know, and because obviously, you know, you're gonna, you know, love your son, and you're gonna care about him. You're gonna make sure that he's learned to be accountable, learn to be disciplined, learn to do little things right to be successful in life, but you're also gonna take care of him. And I think that's trust. It's trust in him and me back and forth. It's trust in your staff. It's trust in all people. Because when you hire somebody, they're a reflection of you. You hire a strength coach, and his behavior and his actions, that reflects the head coach, and that's the culture of their program. And I get that. I understand that. And so everything that goes on in the weight room is, even when I'm not physically there, is my responsibility. And it's the same way in anything that we're doing as a program. And so I just think that we have to understand that it's about accountability, it's about toughness, but it's about love. And I say those 3 things all the time, and that's the culture of our program, and our kids are bought into it, and they know we care about them, and we want to be great together. But I think it's how you do it, and it's the way you do it, and at the end of the day, it's the heart with which you do it. So I believe coaching from the heart to the heart, and that's what we do.
Coach Cronus, an upperclassman now, how have you seen him embrace being a leader on the offense?
Yeah, he's really stepped it up in that area, because, you know, before he's always just played. And I've seen him take younger guys under his wing, challenge them, encourage them, correct them, you know, and pull guys aside, you know, and he continues to lead in a great way by how he practices, how hard he plays. His effort, his toughness, his grit has always been there. And so now it's about bringing guys with you. You know, we got some young O-linemen, you got to be brought along. And so, of course, he's a special player, he's a special person, and I love him as part of our program.